Fixit42 bot says welcome. Stream starts in 5 minutes. Fixit42 bot says T-4 minutes. Fixit42 bot says T-3 minutes. Fixit42 bot says T-2 minutes.
Welcome to my stream, where knowledge reigns supreme. Calm and collected. I'm about
Fixit42 bot says stream about to start, 1 minute left.
expectations. Gonna teach you something new. Learning, hacking, exploring. There's so much we can do. Feel the excitement as we dive into uncharted lands. And discoveries await in this digital wonderland. Together we'll unravel the secrets. I'll unlock the code. No limits, no boundaries, so knowledge will
in. Yes, I was uploading stuff to YouTube here. Let's see what we'll do today. Yes, I was. I'm interested in a lot of stuff. We're doing a lot of stuff. Now it was a bit ago since we did anything. So this is not really fresh in my mind. This is not really fresh in my mind either. So what else do I have up? Oh, that's something. Yeah, connected stuff from I think it's Anti-Siphon, right? Streaming too on Twitch. But this is connected to this one, of course. Right. So I think it's links I've gotten to. So let's not mess with that forever. We also have Kotlin courses. Right, so I need to log in. Sorry, should have done that. Very, very secret stuff here, right? So it's a bit annoying to have two apps with just different icons, both called Authenticator. So 25. So let's see if there's anything new on this page. This is also the only one of 3 universities, I think. I have courses now which actually has that kind of security requirements. One of them you had to log in with your bank ID once. Like, this is a bit too much, I think. Yeah, right, this is analog electronics. I think I will skip this one because he was so slow talking, and there was a deadline 3 days after the course started for the first stuff to be done, and I was like, no, I can possibly do it in the weekend, right? And I still haven't done anything, and I don't have the books. I don't think it's worth buying a book for several hundred Swedish crowns for. I can still do this if I want to, but I could just read a book instead. And I have other books on it, so I'm kind of thinking I should skip this one. Right, so then we don't have to keep that authentication messy stuff. And these tabs we can skip. Because I got a mail earlier today saying, remember that there's a deadline today. That's also smart, right? Not remember there's a deadline tomorrow, or remember there's a deadline in 2 days, but today there's a deadline. Also, I would have to do that, right? Yeah. I might unregister. This is a book I need to buy. If I wanted to do, like, it seemed bad, the course. If it was an engaged teacher that was like, oh yeah, this dude was talking like this, and he seemed like he was super not engaged, and yeah. So sorry, but this is the one I was looking for. So and this one seemed, the only problem with this one is that it's very basic. So it's like easy level. Let's see, no one's typed in here, have they? No. Yeah, but these people seem more like engaged. And also not that, I hate it when it's a deadline after a few days of the course, Cause since it's like no going to the school full distance course, people will do it while working, right? So, alright, I also noticed that yeah, so this was a video, but it's in Swedish, so let's skip that. Oh yeah, so training stuff. I know I have too many tabs open. So I just wanted to check this date here. So yesterday I didn't stream because I was getting an ID from the police, and it will take in 1 week to arrive, and before that I cannot pick up this. And since I ordered more things from AliExpress, and that they all got sent to the store, I have like this money. They all arrived yesterday. They didn't even put them in the same envelope. That's the post office. That someone later during the day sent me a message about job on. We'll see. Yeah, so this is actually October. Since it says 9/10, I was like, okay, is it the 10th of the 9th, which is like the... It's not as obvious as when it says actual October. So this was a bit more... I think I got the paper. I got one of those for that one too. The 7th. So let's see. Let's get started. Yeah, right. So these are for booking the appointment to get the ID. I'm done with that. Still should do that. Here's the other course. Yeah, the Arduino and Android course. I think it's like deadline. It was 3 years ago, but I might finish it anyway. But here is the new one. Just a quick check, because I just got into this one yesterday. People not really doing it. So I have to ask her. It's the same teacher as the other course. So I didn't have time for finishing that one. What's this? Oh, it's there's a book for this one too, but when it's you know, that kind of thing, you don't need it probably. Oh, this is a nice map I was talking about yesterday. So it's like hitta is find in Swedish. So this, in this mode, free air is its actual literal translation here. But it's like outdoorsy stuff. So I live here, and I lived here when I was tiny. And work is here. It's kind of like close, you know. I'm biking. We can see here the paths. So I'm biking that way, actually. Yeah, it's attached here. This is where I'm biking. This is why this feels inefficient, because it's 90 degrees, right? Then when we've been going back some bike rides, I've been going this way. And there's actually missing a bit of path there, but it goes all the way over here. Or like this, up on this road, down here, back, and home, which is here. So if we switch to satellite instead, that's the house. And we can see the water here and the path. That's kind of nice map. But you can also see this path that was not on the free air one, right? So there is a path there too. But you go up here? No. Let's see now. Yeah, you go this way, and then you just follow this path all the way here. So that's interesting. It's one bit of the main path of this path. It's just missing. Anyway, this makes it easier for me to see heights, as I was looking for that. And I've also been thinking I really should switch stuff and do this kind of thing on the other channel that I started, and then I haven't done it. Because I know it annoys me that people do several things on the same stream. So we're like 20 minutes already. Or 16. Yes, I'm thinking of biking here, and exploring what you see on the other side. When you walk here, you see that there's a hill here. So you can see the curves here. It's kind of high. And if we look at the satellite image, we can't see the height at all. Just it's like mountainy there. Rocky. That's it. Yeah, so many things up. We'll see if stream crashes. Yeah, so what do you want to do? Do you want to do this? What? Or this? I think that's the options. And we could also look at... I will start looking at actually Usher 80. Because I'm not that updated with... Well... Actually, Entra ID, right? But this dude kind of... I guess it's from 2020. But it was a nice video. You know, some people, they're like, oh, this thing can handle user accounts. And this was more like, yeah, you know, AD used these kind of protocols, you know. I love and we don't use those because this is in the cloud. We couldn't use Kerberos on the cloud and stuff like that. So yeah, nicer, higher level, I guess. Not like, have you ever logged into a computer? No, then you do that one. But this one was better. So I'm a bit curious actually to look into this more. Right, we could like check for it on Try Hack Me and stuff, if there's something there. So I've been paying for Track Me without using it now. That feels a bit bad. So, but I want to finish the buffer overflow stuff. I want to really know it, right? Not just finish the rooms. That's not the purpose of it. The purpose is to learn thoroughly. Let's just search. If there's anything on this here. Okay. Yeah, so we have AD stuff later in this path. So I guess we will follow the path there, I think. Yeah. Because I'm sure these rooms will pop up anyway. So if we click the view path here, just right after this buff overflow, we have AD. Though I've used AD a lot, I still want to do all the rooms and finish the path. So this was much more fun, really, in one way, because it was boxes. This was all boxes. I think these are boxes, though. But you need to know before you do this room more stuff. So what is it that hurts my tummy so much? Oh, it's the, like, end of the cord that you're supposed to tie them. So right, I'm just quick checking what popped up on my phone. Yeah, so I've decided also to try and be more efficient on stream, and this is really not it. So it's very boring. So it's boring to watch someone clean out their old tabs because they need to do that to get started. That's boring, right? So let's see if stream crashes, it crashes. And I decided that it'll be buffer overflow. So I'm going to change the stream title. Yeah, so it's Thursday, and it's the first actual real stream of the buffer overflow. First actual cybersecurity stream of the week. That's like so odd for me. I've had so much else I have had to do. I've also been thinking, should I only do afternoon streams? And I really want to move those to the other Fix It 42 Unwinding, it's called, but or just with an N. The problem is StreamerBot that you can only bind to one Twitch account. That's the problem. And also, I guess, but OBS we can work it around it, you know, with the multiple outputs. Right. Yeah, so OBS we could actually add another one, but we cannot control this from StreamerBot. So StreamerBot is a problem here too, or we could just have made an extra one. We'll have to have 2 OBSs and 2 StreamerBots. That's the only way I've found to make it work so far. Just because of StreamerBot's limitations with logins. So the accounts here, you can only have one account, broadcaster account. You can't have a second one. And I want to. Why can I only have one? So I want to check chat and stuff on the other one. And I want them to sync, of course, actions and stuff, because I really want the same stuff just for another channel. Quite annoying, actually. Oh well, let's actually get started before it's 30 minutes. So, apparently this light has... Oh my god. Oh, there. So it's kind of warm in here too. It's more than 28 Celsius. But I'm kind of decided not to open the window anymore. We'll see if I can handle a little warm. I threw my AC in the trash because it didn't work any good anyway. I think it generated more heat than it actually made cool air, so we went up in temperature. Making it cool made it too warm. So it's time. It's time. And this is not advanced stuff, because it's repetition for me, but I still want to like go through it all, and I'm sure I will learn things. But yeah, let's get started. I need my notes. So, let's start the VM2. Yeah. So, Gar raided Finite yesterday, and he was making this site with his links. Yeah, this one. No? And so I made one too. So if we look at, let's see, by the way, if we're in the list. Yeah, it's working. So on my about, I have now more links at Bento, and it's a free one. So I'm like, is there ads usually here that I block or something? So how do they get money? We'll see if someone says, oh, you can't use Bento, it's this and that, you know, but I just put my links here. We'll see. Anyway, I couldn't fit them all here. So I removed my web page that's not finished and put it here instead. And then I added a medium one. And actually, I realized while clicking this link that I didn't have the correct name because it used the email address, my Google email address, that's sophia.babythings, which is not even my current company, but I'm not changing my Google email. I just use it for logging in to stuff, right? So you could change it. So it's now the address is instead. Let's click it, I guess. Fixit 42 here too. So I guess I'll start adding stuff there too. Anyway, that's that. So, this is where we're going, right? And it's possible that we can do this now, but I'm not sure I have all the knowledge I want before doing this. So that's why we're going to do this, the HackTheBox. So, I think I will stop typing learning hacking all the time at. So I'm just doing buffer overflow. We'll see. Maybe I'll change my mind. So also I'm back to the science and technology category, as long as I'm not doing a lot of coding. I got so many suggestions to do software and game dev. But there's really science and technology, right? And I noticed that a lot of people actually use science and technology too, so I think both GAR and cybersecurity does science and technology. I know that Security Live does that too, others too. But some people use software, but they might also do more software stuff. We'll see. So this is kind of software though, right? Because it's like machine code and assembler. That's what we do in. So before we really start, I want to change the title for YouTube too. So let's do that. It's a bit more messy. Yeah, so I get lots of fun suggestions now. It used to be all security, but now I checked out a few climbing stuff. I've been thinking of testing it. So it's the right one, and let's go to studio. Content, live, and edit this one. I'm just pasting this there. There, save. We can close it. Also, I have not given the TTS a chance today. Since it was so many days since I streamed. Well, let's see if it works. Come on. Just open this one. Nothing happens when I click go at all. Yeah, it seems kinda dead, unfortunately. So sorry for slow starting. It's because it's been a few days, you know. Feels like it's a week. It's almost a week. Tomorrow would have been a week. Oh. Very odd not to stream this long. So so go back so I can see chat. And let's finish the buffer overflow stuff so we can get back to doing some boxes, because I want to do that. Take control of EIP. Yeah, let's actually put the marker here. Marker. Actual stream start. Yeah, so now we have that added. Then I start coughing when I'm going to start reading. That's typical, right? Yeah, I'm kind of sweaty. So let's get started. Stack-based buffer overflows on Linux x86, and we've been doing a few of the pages here. And now we're at the actual exploit section. So this was mostly theory, and this is why I clicked typically update. Let's skip it for now. It wanted to update to VMware. So I'm thinking I will probably need that, as it has this cube here. One of them I'll start reading again. Take control over EIP is the current one, the first of the exploit here. One of the most important aspects of stack-based buffer overflow is to get the instruction pointer EIP under control, so we can tell it to which address it should jump. Sorry. Oh my. Oh, this feels horrible. Sorry for being so very out of shape, right? I'm out of shape, out of streaming shape. taking the EIP under control, so we can tell it to which address to jump. This will make the EIP pointer to the address where your shellcode starts and calls the CPU to execute it. And I'm actually going to hop the and read my description here again. So, buffer overflow is when vulnerable code writes over a bigger section of memory than it should. The C functions, get, stir copy, and so on are examples of functions that doesn't check the available space before writing. First, we need an input to test for overflow. It can be any kind of input: user input, command line arguments, network commands, environment variables, and so on. We can perform basic tests where we try different input, increasing the size, like, and some examples, we're piping Python data to the program, or as arguments here. Here, this will be in the input stream for this program, and when it asks for input, it will be sent as it will be read from there. Program, here we start it as an argument instead, and we use these backticks, or better, dollar parentheses. You don't have to mess with messy characters. The third one, I'm curious. So, when we find a buffer overflow vulnerability, we need more information. Hopefully we can run the program in a debugger or attach to a process with a UI debugger like EDB. Linux or immune to debugger Windows. Tools, Linux. Windows. And so far we're mostly checking out Linux. And why is this one here? So it's like an example. It's still a bit odd. It's an example use of one of these. Well, I added some space just. We want to see what part of the input we gave ends up in memory, if we get a buffer overflow, that is. You can make a string to test with manually, or okay, why did it put this here? To do this, Metasploit. Or use a tool. Metasploit has two useful scripts. One to generate non-repetitive string, and one to give us the offset position of a part of the string. And I have added the relevant command line parameters, or is it all of them? I don't remember. I did help on them. Exploring memory, the stack and heap. Yeah, so we're going to add stuff here. So the question is if we should do this now as the focus, because this is what's important. And or should I just link to GDB and R2? So I feel this is the worst stream ever, but I need a bathroom break already. Sorry. At least I'm not muted. So yesterday I was like highlighting a few old streams that was almost timing out on Twitch, and one of them I fixed the mute problem because I muted myself twice. I think one of them I just touched the mute button and my buttons by mistake. But now I have a sign saying whatever I mute, if I mute the hop up there. Yeah, I'll be right back. I'll actually leave the door a bit open because it's really warm in here. Almost 28.5 now. So let's see. Yeah. So collecting all the information from the different sites and everything, the whole point of this, learning it and making good notes. I really feel like I have not had time to focus on this, unfortunately, lately. But now, I'm going to. So, unless I get an SMS that ID is finished. Yeah. So, I just clicked mobile live dashboard here. So now let's get started. Or rather, whatever this is, the third start. Yeah. So we have explored these tools, and this is a short obidump one. But what we would need to do, exploring memory, really, this one should be down here. Yeah, so let's actually hop that down. We can use different tools. I guess to explore memory. And to debug and step through program execution. should I also remove the? I think it's too much. So, exploring memory, stack and heap. We can use different tools. Now this is more like a new sentence. And we don't have headers. It's just a part of basics, which is a 3 level header. So we can do this as a level 4 header, or even level 5, because we haven't used headers before. So let's not make it pop up too much. We can use different tools to explore memory and to debug and step through execution. The simplest might be dump. More complex with almost infinite possibilities are well, GDB and R2. Tools like so let's give it a few examples. We might have stuff further down too. So basic notes there. That's from long ago. I just put it all together, you know. We should make an assembly like list too. So let's see, where are we here? So we're in the right place. Why are these in images? That's just so this is just the images for those. Okay. Because they're down here, right? So these are the first THM. I think this might be from there. The first THM stuff on x86. Processor architecture and assembly. They were very basic. So, but they also had this nice thing that you could like, it was like step through this instruction, see what happens. It was like the EDB in like fake mode. So if I scroll up to tools, we have EDB here. Let's do graphical. And let's remove that. It's not really that important. So much to scroll through here too. So this is the most basic buffer overflow example. Do we have an example here? No, maybe we should. Like adding it here. This is probably the spot for it. And so the notes that are attached there, they're not really like, no, here. Example. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Meaning we can only minimize it if we have a header after 2, so let's skip that. Yeah. So this is not a good example. If we have null here, we'll get this problem. I don't know. It's just a bad example. Whatever. I guess. So these are really... Is there a way to set the font without typing code? No, I'll have to do it myself. I think it was 2 that we used. So we have tinier text. The new line is big though. Oh, that looks funny. So it's more obvious that belongs to the image, right? Yeah, so Obsidian isn't perfect. So now we have an example of one of the functions here that breaks, right? So it's easier to understand. Exploiting buffer overflow. And now we have a header name for this. And I guess it's still basic, right? Well. First we need an input test for overflow. Let's grab my examples here. We'll make examples as we do them, right? We'll just add them here. So examples, GDB, examples, R2, R3, it's even there. Yeah, so this is the adding 30 characters, then doing this thing, right? 48 B9. Yeah. So this is from the Try Hack Me room as an example, and I disassemble it to see what it actually does. And then there's text explaining. And let's remove the space here. A book tip. Oh, right. So this is from Al's stream, I guess. It is a stream that he's got on YouTube. Memory layout. This was a more detailed image. User stack, shared library regions, runtime heap. Let's put this one a bit up. This is good to start with this actually, because I need to like get into this again. Memory layout. Yeah, that's a base, right? These functions are. This is what the vulnerability really is. Here, information about the memory, and I had more basic stuff here. The stack. Then we have assembly stuff here, which shouldn't really be here. And what image is that? We'll see. I have stuff in memory here now. So we're on. we need to go. Maybe I should remove one square from these. So this one is 3. This one should be 4 then. This one should be 4. And this is why I started adding headers. It's also easier to read, right? So memory layout, and these should be 5 now. The stack, oh my, the heap. So it grows downward, contains program counter, saved register, other info. Data is pushed. I was like, what? Pushed onto stack and popped off. Grows upwards. I was like, should I do the lost in first up? But whatever. It's not really true, is it? With variables for functions and function frames. Grows upwards, contains dynamically assigned memory. Let's add that frames. Stack frames. It wasn't long ago I didn't know about them. I was like, what? Stack frames. Let's leave it at that for now. Right? And let's put the image first, because we want an image first, right? And let's make it a bit tinier, because it doesn't have to be this big, it just gives us more scrolling. So, is that too tiny? It's hard to read, right? So I guess that's good. So higher memory addresses and 0. I believe that these other images are better, really. So we have this other image too. So what if I add an image here? Yes, it works. I was like, can I put them next to each other? That's good, right? Let's actually, I guess we'll do 75. And we do space before, so we have a tiny bit of space in between there. So this is generally memory, and this is stack top and bottom. We're going to add more images there. Where could I have images? I actually think that this one is good, but yeah, it's just randomly here. Oh, let's get it. I could see buffer overflow 2 there. So this one needs a bit of size fixing too. Oops. Let's do a bit bigger. 700. There. So if you read this through, you don't know what ESP is, but so I have one with this. If we go to Protostar Stack 2, no, it's not that one. I was just curious about for the name of the file. It's just called 2. Is it this one? So this is us experimenting with GDB. So learning slowly, getting more and more knowledge about this, right? So we have Hack Me rooms. THM rooms and other exercises. Real world buffer overflow examples. Yeah, I'm kinda. This is not all I want to add in all the places, you know? But now this is not like as messy. So I don't want to have assembler in here. So this is not sorted and ordered, so I'll just dump it. So this is kind of like, this is the mess left. I don't even know if it's spelled like that, right? And so we have this still. Yeah. I guess there's a space. This is almost where we are in up here. So this should really be before. Let's leave it at this for now. This is not even right here. It's piped to the program, and this is just like structure of the data of the input. Input, not in out. Knob, number of knobs, shellcode, random data, number of random data. Oh, memory address. Okay, yeah. And this is just split into lines by obsidian, because this is the only space, so it looks a bit funny. So this is for an example where we have suid on the binary. So if we open a shell, we'd have other permissions. But when I run one of those, I need to tell it to bring the permissions. Does this do that? How? It's not like complete, right, is it? And I also think that the Metasploit ones are much longer, right? Crazy much longer than this is for HackMe. Source teacher. So we need to add info everywhere now. It's not as well, it's more finished, but it's also less. So we have these in other places. Right. So now we're on SQLi suddenly. Let's actually close those. No, yeah, that was only one. The rest of it is buffer overflow, assembler, security features. So obviously this was Windows, right? but it says something about the time when we started thinking of this anyway. And this is on my Kali machine, so if we were to run this now on my newly started machine here, right here, and we still have a 2 now because it's obviously reset, and that's what I wanted to test now. So this is reset at when is it reset? Is it separate for every terminal? I'm assuming, but so I feel it's nice that we're progressing, but where did I type the password if it wasn't here? It's not a secret password. Let's see. I'm copying these since they're kind of long, and I don't want to waste time. So, so if we now exit, I might like type in chat now. Well. So if we run this again now, it's 0. And we cannot sudo run this one. As it doesn't work. I don't know if it is echo that, if it's that there we have the arrow. I think that everything should be run within the line with the sudo permissions, right? But it doesn't work anyway. I tested. So now we have this here. Let's open up another tab and let's run the cat command again. We have 0 here too. So let's open another version of the program, separate instance. We have 0. This seem to be like everywhere in this machine now. So if we do restart it, then that's when I assume that will be reset. So and this is what I was going to type, but I wanted to have it 100% certain. Because it wasn't complete before testing this, right? Is it password 123? What do you think I have as password? So no. I had to copy it again. Yeah, and it works now. We have 2 again. So we're back to safe mode. Or ASLR. Yeah, I was thinking, don't I have what it is? But I do. Address space layout randomization. Randomizes where everything is stored, makes exploits less reliable. Countermeasures. Possibly leaking memory addresses might not be possible. So this is like something we might want to disable when we test stuff. And learn the basics of buffer overflow. So that's why we have this document. So let's actually, I think where the notes are kind of sorted, not the assembler ones, but the buffer overflow one is like in an okay order now, and I know where to put stuff I learned, you know. So if there's new stuff here or something that I have not got in my notes, So the fact that EAP is our target, right? So it's the next step here. To test, I'm like, do we have buffer overflow, right? Test input. And that's what this section is about, testing input. And here is suggestions for the programs. We want to see what part of memory what we sent ends up. And then we have on exploring memory that we will add stuff, examples there too. And then we have using shellcode. Hello, welcome in. Good afternoon, everybody. So we're doing buffer overflow today. So right, so we need to explain why we have a NOP sled here, right? So we want to put code in memory, and then redirect execution to this memory. Nah, it's not on voice. So if you start talking about buffer overflow, then I will turn it on, okay? So teach me stuff or ask stuff about buffer overflow, and then I will turn TTS on. Structure of the input. Example. We use a number of NOP instructions to decrease the to make the address. My god, is my keyboard dying? Hi. Address easier address of the exploit. Easier to find, to get to. If we have 90 knobs, we don't all addresses within these will lead execution to the shellcode. So, do I need to explain what a NOP is too? Probably. So, structure of the input, NOP, number of NOPs, shellcode, random data, memory address. Hello, welcome in. So, we can remove this line. It was from an earlier version here. So here I have disassembled this example shellcode from TryHackMe. so we can see what it actually does. And you can look at my notes yourself if you want to read this now. So let's be efficient and continue. Right. So I thought I had finished fixing the notes, but apparently there was one section more. I'm going to put more text here later, but let's hop now to this. Right, what I was really going to add to note is that the purpose here is to redirect. The next step is to change the value. I don't understand there. No, I don't have TTS on because a lot of people were sending spam. So right now there's no TTS on YouTube. The next step is to change the value of the instruction pointer. That is spam, asking for TTS to be turned on. So I told you the way to turn it on is to talk about buffer overflow, since that's today's topic, right? So no, I'm not getting distracted now. I want to focus on this. You're welcome to stay and learn. This cannot be done directly, as it is read-only. But the old value, my god, of the instruction pointer is saved to the stack when execution I'm thinking this is like too much. Is to redirect it to a function when a function is started. Is called this address. So I keep misspelling address since the Swedish spelling. This address is saved on the stack and can possibly be overridden. And this is what we're going to try to do. Oh my god, my toes are like squished. The next step is to change the value of the instruction pointer. This cannot be done directly as it is read only. But the old value of the instruction pointer is saved to the stack when a function is called. This address is saved. Oh my, I shouldn't pause. This is where it can possibly be overridden. So that's why I read what I wrote. This cannot be done directly as it is read-only, but the old value of the instruction pointer is saved to the stack when a function is called. This is where it can possibly be overridden. Right? So, but to override it, we need to know the organization and contents of the stack. This is more like an example shellcode that we have here. So it really should have this section up here, and then it continues. So this is just an example. So example shell code line. Shellcode that opens basic shell source track main. The shellcode disassembled. The shellcode disassembled using R2 and commands A and then PDF. And then I have explained it there too, and this is also a image content now, kinda image comment. Where did I have that one? Give me the font. I'll have to type it again. So font size equals 2. And now we will have to add BRs too, because this will break the if I go down here, we'll all make one line. So there. So I don't know what you're talking about, Alexander. Sorry. So let's just check 4, 5, 5, 4. So be on topic, okay? Message retracted. Yeah, so if you wanna spam stuff, if you wanna mess around, if you do something, I won't ban you for asking me to turn on TTS a million times. But you know, there are limits. I will ban you if you take too much of my time, right? And the stream's time. Yes, I understand what to turn TTS on, but I won't do that as long as you know you're using capital letters, meaning screaming too, right? So you're shouting that, and that's not a nice way to do. So I'm going to ignore you and focus again. So you're welcome to stay and learn things, because I don't think you know this, or you would be talking about this instead of asking me to turn on TTS all the time. So take control of EIP is the next section here on HackTheBox Academy that we have It's like the third or fourth source of information about buffer overflow. One of the most important aspects of stack-based buffer overflow is to get the instruction pointer under control, so we can tell it to which address it should jump. This will make the EAP point to the address where our shellcode, and the uses at one word here, starts and causes the CPU to execute it. We can execute commands in GDB using Python, which serves us directly as input. I'm actually making so I can't see chat anymore because it's annoying me. Next step is to either ban or time you out again, okay? But I would prefer you to stay around and actually enjoy this stuff, right? Segmentation fault. Take control of EAP. So GDB queue, which is quiet, just quieting the license information we get otherwise, both 32. Right, so this is an executable we had as an example before. So I'm going to look it up and we'll just find it where we put it. So we have so I would really, maybe I should just delete these pre ones, like music. I'm not gonna have music on here. And the dot ones we can skip. Yeah, so this is HackTheBox Academy, HBA. That's the one. So and CDS. And here we have our bow. So if we just run this, it will get Stack Overflow, right? Alright. In case I remember how to actually start the program. We got segmentation fault, we got the buffer overflow already. So let's go back. We have the stuff up. And we also, if I scroll up here, we did not set this, so we know where we are, right? So if we run this in here, so the run command, let's remember my notes.
Fixit42 bot says welcome.